Well, hey there, folks. The hits keep coming for the deadbeat Don. Anybody who's ever waited at a table for a large group or any group and they've stiffed you for the tip, or if you've done a big presentation for a client and they dropped you at the last minute and you're out of pocket for your expenses and time, or if you've ever had a check bounce, well, it'll come as no surprise to those of us who've known the orange turd burger what he's always been, a lying thief and grifter, a failed businessman with a long history of stiffing his workers, including his lawyers. The same guy that was too cheap to pay for a proper burial and gravesite for his first wife and mother of his 3 oldest spawn. Well, last week, when his plane was diverted to Billings, Montana, ahead of his Bozeman speech for mechanical reasons, there's a lot of stories spread around social media that the real reason was because of his unpaid bills there. Well, that wasn't apparently the reason. It got worse because he started flying around in the Epstein plane he bought. Well, he does actually owe money all across the country, though, so that's why it is not surprising.
But look at some of the sums here. Trump owes Minneapolis, Minnesota over $500,000. He owes El Paso, Texas over $500,000. What do Minneapolis and El Paso have in common? They both have Democratic mayors. And that is Trump and the Republican Party in a nutshell. Vindictive cheaters that never fail to try and punch their opponents in the kidneys. And how about Washington, D.C.? Trump owes D.C. $9 million. And here, it's not just a Democratic mayor, but a Democratic city. And the spiteful Trump is trying to put the screws to them. His campaign owes Burlington, Vermont, $8,464. That's the average McDonald's bill for Trump, so he could pay that with Venmo. But he also owes Green Bay, Wisconsin, $9,380. Green Bay, Wisconsin?
We found out today that the Democrat mayor of Asheville, North Carolina, made the campaign pay up front before they could book their venue, which was, let's say, just a little bit more intimate than his usual arenas or open fields.
Now that the clown show has been exposed as not paying its debt, a Democratic mayor has stood up to him and said, "Oh, heck no, sugar, not unless you pay up front." Esther Manheimer, Democratic mayor of Asheville, North Carolina, made the Trump campaign pay $82,000 before they would allow him to book a venue. And what a venue the Trump campaign booked. He booked an auditorium that holds 2,400 people, but right next door is an arena that holds 7,000 people. Trump's team is afraid that they cannot fill an arena with a capacity of 7,000 people in the South.
So, why is he even stopping in North Carolina? He's won it twice, right? So why bother? The recent polls showing Harris at 46% to his 44%. She's also just launched the largest campaign ad expenditure yet in North Carolina. $90 million in ads she's spending there. And Harris will be stopping in North Carolina. She's expected to make her first major economic policy rollout during her speech to detail her plan to lower costs for middle-class families and take on corporate price gouging. So today's event by Donny Boy, his last-minute scurry to Asheville, is because of these reasons. But the economy remains a central focus on the race for both candidates. And while his campaign billed this appearance as a significant economic address, a serious talk about the economy with Donnie, where he continued to dribble and lie and slur and attack her on personality issues, of course.
Next, Donald Trump attacks Vice President Kamala Harris for her laugh, and then continued just to call her a crazy person over and over again. Play the clip.
Nearly 4 years, Kamala has crackled as the American economy has burned. What happened to her laugh? I haven't heard that laugh in about a week. That's why they keep her off the stage. That's why she's disappeared. That's the laugh of a crazy person, I will tell you, if you haven't known it. She's crazy. They told her, don't laugh. No, it's her. No, her laugh is career threatening. They said, don't laugh. She hasn't laughed. She doesn't laugh anymore. It's smart, but someday it's going to come out. That's the laugh of a person with some big problems. She says her plan is going to be.
Now, this speech was, I think, supposed to be about the economy, although Donald Trump barely ever even mentioned the word economy. When he tried to bring up the economy, he said this word salad. Play this clip.
Now, this is a little bit different day because this is we're talking about a thing called the economy. They wanted to do a speech on the economy. A lot of people are very devastated by what's happened with inflation and all of the other things. So we're doing this as a intellectual speech. You're all intellectuals today. Today we're doing it, and we're doing it right now, and it's very important. They say,
Right, it's just a bunch of incoherent stream of consciousness right there.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Right? Get her out. Boom.
A recent CNBC poll from August says 40% of poll respondents said they would be better off financially if Trump wins, 21% said if Harris wins, and 35% responded saying their financial situation would not really change. In just over a year, today inflation fell to 2.9%, the best of any comparable economy in the world. Oh, and while he was at it, he had to praise his lunatic. And of course, while he was there, he had to praise his gubernatorial candidate, Mark Robinson, who thinks some people just need killing.
You know, it was a time when we used to meet evil on the battlefield, and guess what we did to it? We killed it. We didn't quibble about it. We didn't argue about it. We didn't fight about it. We killed it. When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, what did we do? We flew to Japan. And we killed the Japanese Army and Navy. We didn't even quibble about it. I didn't start this fight, you did. You wanted to be left alone, you should have left me alone. We didn't argue and capitulate and talk about, well, maybe we shouldn't fight the Nazis that hard. No, they're bad. Kill them. Some liberal somewhere is going to say that sounds awful. Too bad. Get mad at me if you want to. Some folks need killing. It's time for somebody to say it. It's not a matter of vengeance. It's not a matter of being mean or spiteful. It's a matter of necessity. We have wicked people doing wicked things, torturing and murdering and raping. It's time to call out those guys in green and go have them handled. Or those boys in blue and have them go handle it.
But Josh Stein, the Democratic candidate, is leading him now by about 10 points. The poll conducted by Carolina Forward shows Stein receiving 46% of the vote, while Robinson gets 36%. This poll was conducted between August 5th and 9th. A sample of 802 voters has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.9%. So, North Carolina, you're usually seen as a swing state with a slight conservative lean, and backed Trump by 1.3 percentage points during the 2020 election, and have voted for the Republican presidential candidate in 10 of the last 11 elections. But we can do it. This is within possibility. We can swing North Carolina. Take it back. Just vote blue, north, south, east, west, up, down, ballot. Let's do it. Fuck Donald Trump.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget, 8 o'clock today, August 15th, there's going to be the premiere of The Sons of Liberty meets Political Drain. Bruce Lively and Admin Tim going head to head. We're going to be going off on J.D. Vance. We're going to be talking about our democracy and the election coming up. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. You do not want to miss this one, guys. 8 o'clock today, August 15th, premieres right here on Political Drain.